while overcomplicated in the instructions, is much more simple when you watch someone do it and they just kind of ignore all the instructions and it still works out. Kind of shows you what you can get away with. So we're just going to be putting on like some thin layers of the cement once we put on this Rigidizer, just to make sure all the particulates of the inner lining are not floating around anymore. Make it a little denser, so that once we start applying the actual layers of cement, it'll be easier, and we won't, have to, we're still touching stuff you probably don't want to touch. Fortunate thing is I only figured that out after huffing, like the first couple huffs of that stuff, just to see how it worked. Yeah.
Do not do this.
I suggest doing a scenario like this, where it's outside, somewhat open, mostly open, get a nice breeze going through. Make sure following all the proper safety procedures. That's all. No, now's the time where the old man's going to go in and get himself a bit cleaned off and make sure that we're not contributing to bringing this into this. That would be bad. Oh, yeah.
24 sleepless hours later.
Oh, nice.
All right. Fascinating. Indeed. Absolutely fascinating. Oh, and anybody out there that happens to hear the background noise, I asked the construction workers that are working about a half a block away to wait until we started filming. Yes. To start. You want to do the bottom first? Probably, yeah. Ooh. The project itself is not that difficult, but it is tedious.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
My strongest recommendation is for anyone that's doing that size dual burner, you might want to pick up 20 pounds of this stuff, not just 10. 10 is real close to the wire. We're going to be able to probably finish this out with a second coat, but it's going to be real thin because we don't have very much of it left. If you had the 20 pounds, you could actually afford to go a bit thicker on the initial coat, and then you'd have plenty for your skim coat on the back side of it. But other than that, it's easy to work. Mix it up in a decent bucket, make it like peanut butter, and you can hand smear it around or use gloves, whatever suits your fancy. And, it goes on, and it becomes adhesively sticky in very short order. So the top, when we finished it, is not on the bottom now. It's staying up, which is a big plus because gravity sucks. I got it smoothed all the way around, John. Yeah, you did. It looks good. That was giving me a pretty good. Pretty good. I think the next coat we'll be able to fill in any gaps that appear and any gaps that are pretty clear to see right now. So I think we'll be able to pretty it up somewhat exponentially.
Not yet, because it's not heat treated apparently. Because we learned you gotta bake it at a low volume. 200, you gradually increase every hour or two up another couple hundred degrees all the way up to a maximum of 2,400 or something like that. It was like 2,190-ish.
Several days later.
Other than that, yeah, it's dandy. We're gonna give it 24 to 48 hours to see what we have for dry on it. As thin a coat as we put on, I imagine we might be as dry, especially the past few days here in Tennessee. It's in the 90s. We leave it here in the shade and let it air dry for the next 2 days. That's the good stuff now, Ireland. Got fucking good stuff, yeah.
Hey, don't swear, it's a friendly channel.
I'm sorry. I forgot. I forgot, dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's my bad. I actually did that one time on accident when I was younger. It was completely unintentional. I think my mom was like, I swore on accident, and then I knew my mom was next to me, and one I had swore on accident in front of her, and she looked at me, and I was like, oh, so I was like, she was not particularly pleased, but it did make her laugh for a second, so I think that saved me.
Very little humor.
Yeah.
Was truly appreciated in their process.
Indeed.
Yeah, no, actually, I think the follow-up is what made her not completely flip at me, but she was like, okay.
That was your first, last, and only of those.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
How be merciful.
Live it up.
Yeah.
The next time you get to do this, you'll have your own mailbox.
Precisely, yeah. I think we're good. It's not looking bad at all, actually. Especially that bottom part. Nice.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Leave it to the senior citizen. Get the detail work.
Hell yeah.
Leave it to...
You had years to perfect your techniques.
Many, many unbearable moments later.
And now we are doing our heat testing and such. We did a couple heatings of it prior to this, but now we're trying to see if we can kind of get the final bit of heat treatment while making something. So we'll see how it goes, and if any structural problems are created by the heat. Well, as they can see on the camera, we made the marking we want to drop it. The more we watch videos, the more we realize small things that we hadn't taken into consideration, and one of those was anvil height. This is too tall even for me. We should be having it down to like here.
That's absolutely brutal.
You know, it would be easier to hold it consistently in the right position if we had it lower.
That is just trash. I mean, absolute trash.
Mommy!
We thin it back here nicely. That's still seems really fat.
Yeah, it's because I think on the second one you did, you made it actually pretty damn thin, whereas the first one, going over this part of the anvil, isolating the tip of it, it didn't go in quite as much. You look at it and there's not really a question of what it is, you know. Even if it's like, you know, a little cartoony, you know, like when a kid draws a house on a piece of paper or a napkin, like you could tell for the most part it's probably a house. Once you get into like animals and stuff though, that's where it gets weird because sometimes a horse will look like a dog. Didn't quite do it. A little bit more heating real quick so that we can... No. No? You just want to leave it there? Not bad shape.
Mostly it was torture test in the forge.
Indeed. So we were indeed able to do it, and I think the forge is likely fully heat tempered now. But yeah, it works. The cement's holding. I guess we'll see once it's fully cooled down, you know, just to
Getting your
sure.
stress cracks at the end of it, but
Yeah. Yeah, no, we started off, you know, at what, 250, tried to keep it around 250, and then we raised it to about 500, then we raised it again, and then we just said, all right, I think that's enough pre-cooling. Let's get to the final, or pre-heating. And then we did the final thing, which was just keeping any bricks out of the inside so that it could evenly bake, and then just seeing what we could get done with it while we were doing our finishing heating. So
internal operational temperature was 2060, and that was on low gas. We didn't have it at full blast, so 2000 degrees. If we don't have any stress fractures when it cools down,
should be
voila! Triforge Smithing,
Triforce.
another success.
Indeed.
Like,
We're
share,
full of
subscribe.
those.
We'll see you soon.
See ya. The ceiling just collapses.